Welcome back. You're watching the Global Dialogue. I'm Shereen Bhan, and we're in conversation with the global CEO of IHG, Elie Maalouf. Mr. Maalouf, just before the break, we were talking about growth for the IHG group. There's been a slew of brands that you've launched. You talked about Ghana a short while ago. Boko, of course, one of your fastest growing brands in the luxury space. What more should we expect? Is there anything new on the anvil?
Look, when I joined IHG 10 years ago, we had 10 brands. We have 19 in our portfolio now. But it's not as if we're trying to launch a brand a year. We only launch or acquire new brands, and 3 brands were acquired over the last 10 years when we see an opportunity where guests want to stay and owners want to develop, but we're not present in that space. So we used to have only InterContinental and Luxury Lifestyle. Today we have Vignette Collection. We have Regent Hotels and Resorts. We have Kimpton Hotels and Restaurants. We have Six Senses because we saw that guests wanted different experiences and owners were building hotels and we were not participating. And so, yes, I would predict that in 5 years or maybe longer, maybe sooner, there will be more brands, but only because it's a dynamic industry. And in a dynamic industry, your strategy and your product portfolio can't be static. Guest preferences evolve, owner preferences evolve, and we will just need to meet those preferences with new products if and when they're there. In the meantime, we're very busy continuing to develop our existing brands, our traditional brands. Heritage brands are doing very well, whether it's InterContinental or Holiday Inn or Holiday Inn Express, and the new brands that we've launched, that's some that you mentioned. We got great demand across all of them, and at some point, if we see new needs from guests and from owners, we'll launch or acquire new brands.
Well, speaking of consumer preferences, what are the trends that you're picking up on at this point in time to incorporate into not just your product portfolio, but also the way that you service customers, personalization, the move towards all-inclusive, and so on and so forth? I mean, these have been some of the trends that developers have been focused on in the last few years. What are you now picking up on? Are there any white spaces that you intend to focus on?
Well, I think what we look at are some of the structural long-term trends. Some others may be focusing on those, but there are some that we need to note. First, there's a phenomenon happening in all 3 of our major markets, probably not in India yet, but say in North America, Europe, and even in China. There is an aging population which is driving a wave of retirements of millions of people, tens of millions of people, that's going to go on for decades. These retirees are the healthiest and wealthiest of any generation, the healthiest and wealthiest of any generation. And among the top 3 things they want to do is travel. They want to travel, explore, see the world, see their grandkids, see their children, see their friends, and see the world because they're healthier and wealthier than any generation before. So yes, we focus on millennials and Gen Z and Gen Y and Gen X, but let's not forget that over 50% of the population in North America, Europe and China, and even Japan or Germany is over 50, sometimes over 60. And they will be what's called, they probably need to come up with a better name for it, but the gray market, the gray segment that we all need to cater to. Number 2, I'd say the blend of work and leisure is something that's here to stay. We're very excited about welcoming our colleagues back to the offices post-pandemic and collaborating and working together and co-creating. But we know that many of our customers and many of other corporations, are more into hybrid or more flex work or remote work. And people now are able to work from many different locations. And when they go to our hotels, they're staying, they're vacationing, but they're also working and making sure that our hotels are fully adaptable in the public spaces, in the restaurant, in the bar, in the rooms, in the meeting spaces, for that work-life blend, for that work-leisure blend that people are doing. Now, is somebody actually working when they're staying over a Friday and a Monday in our hotel? Fundamentally, we're happy if you're just staying, but many of them actually say that they're working, and that's fine too. The third thing is rewards, recognition. IHG One Rewards is becoming a deeper and deeper part of our travelers' experiences. We relaunched it 2 years ago. Its growth increased by 50% last year. Our new app is the most interactive, I think, in the whole industry. And with the new tiers, the new levels, the new milestone rewards, people want to be recognized. Membership matters, rewards matters, recognition matters. People want to be recognized for their loyalty, and showing that true loyalty to your repeat customers is going to be an increasing part of how hotel brands are successful. Those are three trends that we think are durable and enduring.
Well, those are interesting, but yes, you're absolutely right. We have to give the grey market does deserve a different label now, different nomenclature. But it certainly is something that is exciting that you spoke of. Before I let you go, I want to understand from you, you know, how
maybe
you are
can come up with that label. We look forward. Why don't you come up with it?
I will give it a shot, but you know, I wanted to talk about technology, the use of technology, where you are as far as the curve is concerned on tech adoption, and what it really means for the hospitality business. I mean, it's people oriented, it's people driven. So how do you marry you know, technology with keeping customer experience focused on the human touch?
Well, it's really both. We are an experience business. We're not a technology company, but we are powered by technology to be able to deliver better experiences. We're not powered by technology to give you a technology experience. We're powered by technology to give you the greatest human experience, because people come to hotels for rejuvenating stays, for refreshing interactions, for great meals, for restaurant and bar and dining. That is a truly human, virtual and vital experience that people want to keep, and then they're going to have their devices and the technology that powers it. I'd say we were first in the industry to launch a cloud-based guest reservation system 5 years ago. Today, I think it's the industry standard that allows guests and owners to customize their stay and to do it at the most efficient manner, and to make their selections, and to pick a bigger room or a connecting room or a higher floor or a spa or a dinner, and really segment and make and customize their stay. Our new app allows our guests to interact with their rewards in a truly fun and experiential manner. And we saw record downloads last year and strong engagement with our app. And now we just announced a partnership with Google last week to use artificial intelligence to help you further customize your stay and power it, like finding the restaurants in your neighborhood that meet your particular criteria. Hey, IHG One Rewards, tell me what are the 5 restaurants next to my hotel when I go to Delhi that have my dietary preferences and meet the mood and selection and price range that I like. And boom, you can get those preferences on your app in your own personal manner. That's how we're using technology to help you have a better personal human stay at our hotels. The last I'd say is helping our guest reservation agents interact with people around the world. It's still a personal interaction many times when you call. Sometimes it's a virtual interaction, a chat interaction, but many times we're using artificial intelligence to help our agents interact better, understand our guest preferences, their cultural norms, how they use language. If they're calling from one place, what does that mean? And so it's always using technology to help you have a better human experience.
Well, Mr. Maalouf, we will leave it there. Appreciate you joining us here on the Global Dialogue. Thanks very much for taking time out to speak to us here on your first visit to India as the Global CEO of IHG. We look forward to hearing more from you and seeing you more often in India. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Shereen. I'll be back. Take care. Goodbye.
Well, with that, it is time for us to wrap up this edition of the Global Dialogue. From all of us here on the team for now, goodbye and many thanks for watching.